Hi, this is Brian Birch with the Snow and Ice Management Association at the 14th Annual Snow and Ice Symposium. I'm here with Mike Rorie.
Good to be with you.
Out of Cincinnati, or excuse me, Loveland, Ohio. Mike, you work with Go Ice Snow now. You want to tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. I think most people know me from Groundmasters, as you did. So I've been a contractor for 30 years in the commercial segments of snow and commercial landscape. Sold that business about 5 years ago and got invited to look at some technology with a small firm in Cincinnati, GIS Dynamics, and they developed some brands, Go iLawn, Go iPave, Go iSnow, that allow contractors to get online and do estimates, look at jobs, qualify. So I got interested in it. It was a young company and a young crew at the company. So it's turned out to be a lot of fun. I'm not really a tech guy, but what I've learned is there's a lot of advantages in trying to apply technology to your company.
Sure.
Something we weren't really charged with in the 80s and 90s, but as time goes on, without it, you're going to be in pretty significant trouble
right.
As we go forward in this new world.
So when did you start Groundmasters?
I started Groundmasters in '79
okay.
As a local residential contractor, and then migrated quickly into the commercial. And from '82 forward, we were strictly commercial.
Okay, awesome. So we're speaking today with Mike because he's going to actually facilitate a roundtable at the Snow Strategies Forum in August 22nd and 23rd in Boston, Massachusetts. And you know, Mike and I got together several months ago and kind of brainstormed this, and one of the things I love about you is, you know, you're that classic guy who started a business from scratch in the landscaping business, but you were very successful over the years in building the systems and processes that gave you a ton of success, and you really grew it. And the best thing is that you grew that company and you were able to sell it and transition out of it, which is a major challenge for a lot of folks who start their own businesses. So I was just curious, you know, we're going to talk about that in the roundtable. What things will you bring up specifically when you do that discussion?
Well, one of the inherent problems contractors have is they end up building a very customer complex business, and often that's just built around themselves or a couple people.
Right.
And that right there makes it complex versus building it around a set of fundamentals and policies and processes on how we make decisions and how we implement stuff. So because my natural nature is to want to be able to have things run without me, I don't have to battle wanting things to run around me like a lot of people do.
Right.
The company's worth way more to the shareholder if it runs without you than if it doesn't run without you.
Sure.
So I learned that a long time ago. I wanted some freedom from the business. So the way to do that, of course, is to install good people and then teach them how you make decisions, and a lot can happen without you, which is a wonderful thing.
Right, that's great.
The other thing, of course, I was exposed to was in the late 90s when the roll-ups came and people were selling their businesses, and you witnessed, wow, these businesses are valuable, they can be sold. We were offered to join both of the new groups forming True Green and Land Care back in '98. But I was way too young a guy and hadn't achieved a lot of my goals, so fortunately I took a pass. But what it taught me was, again, we can build this business far beyond just the value of what we earn every year in payroll and benefits and some earnings. And that's building the asset value of the business to someday sell it as an asset.
Sure. So you're building the brand and the culture as well, right?
No question. It all goes together. And of course, most people that work for a successful company appreciate working for a successful company,
right,
because they get all the benefits of being a part of something very successful.
Sure.
So all those things kind of go together. But what I would tell contractors is, you know, if you think at the end and then work your way back to where you are, where do you want to end up? is an important aspect of then, well, what I should be doing along the way if that's where I want to end up.
Right.
And a lot of people just kind of live for the moment or enjoy chaos, which I don't.
Well, and I think a lot of contractors they're sort of started in almost the operations side. They're very hands-on. It's hard for them to pull out of that side of the business. Was that hard for you?
Well, it's always hard, and inherently you're either a salesperson or you're an operator, and I've been both in the career. But again, if you apply some insight to looking at your business objectively, you should have somebody doing everything in your business and continue to work to have somebody do everything, and you can usually get someone better than you at the many functions and skills required.
Right.
And in my case, that's easier than not. There's a lot of highly skilled, highly qualified, highly committed people if you create an environment where they can come and apply those skills.
Sure. Well, and you talk a lot about implementation. I know you once told me that a lot of people are scared to share information at an association or at an event like SIMA or Planet and things like that because they're afraid to give out their secrets. But I know you're big on implementation. Tell us a little bit about that philosophy.
Well, figuring out what to do is very critical because it's going to take time, it's going to take energy, you're subject to trial and error. So I used to have a saying, don't touch that dial. In other words, let's leave everything intact, and if we're going to make an adjustment in something that we want to add to the business or change about the business, we have to really be prepared and positioned to do that. So you don't agree to do it at the wrong time. You don't agree to do it when you don't have the proper resources in place. Just some basic fundamentals so you position. It's like picking up a couch. If you squat down with somebody on the other end at the same time and you do the 1, 2, 3, or you're standing on one foot by yourself and you're going to try to move the couch, it probably isn't going to work.
Right.
So you learn to figure out the optimum time and make sure you have things in place so when you do implement, you have a lot less mistake, a lot less waste, and a lot more success.
Sure.
Because we didn't make the inherent mistakes.
Sure. Awesome. Well, Mike, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Looking forward to working.
Enjoying it. Looking forward to Boston.
Awesome.
Thank you.